Hey gang, Matt from Easy Breakouts, about to start another current market trend review, but before I do, just wanted to mention that if you find this video helpful, be sure to click on that subscribe button down below. Also, you can view additional videos by visiting our YouTube channel. Alright, let's hop into our analysis. So folks, taking a look at the market here, we had a nice equity rally here, broad-based. We actually saw the NASDAQ catch a nice bid. Dow Jones got almost about 40 points away, 45 points away from that 20,000 whole number. And in fact, as we take a look at the charts in just a second, we'll see that a lot of these indices are looking like they're poised to break out. Russell had a monster day here, up 22 points today. We had a slight pop in the crude, gold, bonds pretty much unchanged on the day. And as always, we're going to start off our analysis with the S&P 500s on the daily. So here it is, folks. S&P 5s kind of holding support right around those 2250s at the start of the new year. And folks, we're going to be looking for a breakout above these 2275s, 2277.53 to be exact. That will likely be an indication of an attempt higher at the 2300 whole number on the S&P 500s. As we take a look at the intradays here, you'll see that basically here's that top end of that range, right? This is what we're knocking on. So it wouldn't be surprising maybe over the next couple of days, just sideways action right in this region. As many of you technicians and chart readers know, that's kind of what we would call like a handle. It's basically just a settling in period after a nice run up. Potentially that could be in the works, and then maybe a breakout later on down in the week, or maybe potentially next week sometime. But folks, it's looking really strong here. This is the level I'd look for on the breakout side of things. And as long as we stay above these 22.15s, the 22.15s, I think that this rally is still intact. There's a lot of chart patterns out there starting to look good, and it's like almost overnight this whole scenario had changed, where we were seeing a lot of stocks that were looking strong from a technical basis, but just not a whole lot of tradable setups. Now, as the markets have gone sideways since mid-December, we're seeing a lot of flat bases, a lot of high handle breakouts, or high handle setups, I should say. So across the board, we're seeing a lot more of the names starting to set up, and that gives us an inclination that this potentially could be a rally higher. Now, as we move to the NASDAQ here, taking a look at the NASDAQ also had a nice day here. Looking at that, this has maintained those 5400s, rallying above it, and we're closing in again on some potential new highs up in near the 5500 area. Taking a look at the intradays here, you can see we tried to make an attempt up and over the 5500s, only to be rejected and then sell off towards the end of 2016. We caught a little bit of a bid right at those 5400s, gapped up, held it, rallied here. So again, just kind of like with the S&Ps, it wouldn't be surprising if over the next few days we kind of settle in and then try and break out. But folks, right now, as we trade towards the upper end of the range, just keep in mind we're just a few ticks away from new all-time highs on the NASDAQ as well. And even one of the things we're watching is we're mentioning here how some of the bigger names like the Amazon and the Facebook kind of lagging behind just a little bit, but we did see the bigger names like the Google starting to set up, right? Kind of like a cup and handle here on the Google. Even like the Netflix today tried to make an attempt at a breakout up and over the 130s, got within like a few pennies of it. So we'll be watching the Netflix as well. That's another stock, big cap, that's potentially breaking out. Another one is the Apple, right? Forming a cup and handle. So while we have the NASDAQ in somewhat of a lagging position at this point in time, some of the bigger cap names are setting up their bases. And if you do see some breakouts here, that will likely cause the NASDAQ to catch a quick bid and probably catch up with some of our other indices like the S&P and the Russell. Speaking of the Russell here, let's take a look at that. Russell putting in this nice rally here today, looking like an attempt at new all-time highs. And then, as we had mentioned earlier, the Dow Jones getting a stone's throw away from that 20,000 whole number. So across the board, folks, we're right on these all-time highs. Look for breakouts above those levels to confirm additional moves higher, additional legs higher. And that's kind of just what we're seeing. A lot of breakouts actually today. We're going to take a look at those in just a second. As we move over to the external markets here, taking a look at the crude contract, the crude did get a little bit of a pop after yesterday's sell-off. So kind of unexpectedly, we saw the crude, after trying to break up and out of the 55s here, if we zoom out, we saw that pulling back in, somewhat of a bounce off of there, still putting in higher highs and higher lows. Generally, that's the interpretation of an uptrend. We saw also the gold contract here just kind of middling around. Again, I'm kind of thinking if you get above the 1170s, we might have some room to run up until about the 12 1200s. That would be a place of prior resistance. And then on the bonds here, you can see that even on Wednesday, which had the FOMC minutes, kind of muted reaction to the FOMC minutes. Pretty much the market had priced in what the FOMC minutes had said, which is basically we're going to be pricing in a little bit more aggressively the rate hikes over 2017 and 2018. If you remember back in December, the Fed did vote unanimously to raise rates by a quarter point, 25 basis points. So far here, folks, muted reaction from the bonds. I'm kind of looking at this. You can see there's some resistance here right around the 124.15s. A break above that, you could see a little bit of a move higher. But what I'm watching here is the support level right down at the 123 evens. If you start to get down below that, that could be an indication of further bond weakness, which would mean further yields higher as the bond prices move lower. All right, so as we move over to the equities here today, lots of things happening. A couple of great trades that went off. They were on our daily stock picks. We actually took positions in them. One of them was this ANET. You can see this just huge spike in volume. We took these right over the 99 evens here. You can see this on a 5-minute chart here. Right over the 99 evens, that's where this popped, ran all the way up to the 102.30s. That was a nice move here on the ANET. Another one was this SUPN. Okay, that broke out. Nice little volume build here as well. Another one we took a couple of day trades in was this Mindbody. This was also on our daily stock picks list. Nice volume breakout here as well. So across the board, folks, what we are seeing is that as the New Year's rolled around and the volume is starting to pick up, traders are coming back to their desks. We are seeing these breakouts continue. And where are these breakouts happening from? They're coming from high relative strength stocks that are breaking out of recognizable chart patterns, and they're happening on volume. And remember, we said that that's been our game plan since day one. So that's why we continue to look to these names that are trading up near highs, because that's a lot of times where you'll get these nice breakouts up 4, 5, 6% on a day, and that's what we're looking for. So again, as we look towards the next couple of days of trading, potentially we have some new all-time highs on the indices on deck. You know the levels to watch for, and also keep watching these stocks that are setting up these chart patterns. Look for heavy volume breakouts. Look for the confirmation on the individual chart patterns. But other than that, folks, wishing everyone a great trading day ahead, and join us for our next market trend review. Hey, by the way, if you haven't done so already and you're liking the analysis, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. And as a reminder, you can also view additional videos by visiting our YouTube channel. Or if you'd like to find out more about Easy Breakouts, go ahead and click that Show More right above the comments section to find out more about Easy Breakouts. But other than that, have a great trading day ahead, and may the trend be with you. Take care, everyone.